Yo, what is going on, you guys? Bert at Breaker's Corner here, brought to you by Players Cards and Collectibles. I wanted to do a video for you guys talking about the whole breakdown of Core Set 21 collectors packs, boxes, and cases. So, as you guys may have known, if you've been following the channel, if you've been following our videos, we opened an entire case of Core Set 21 Collector's Edition. That consists of 6 Collector's Booster Boxes. Each booster box of Collector's Edition has 12 booster packs. Now, I included the MSRP, the values we had at the end of each video, and I only included cards worth $4 or more. On occasion, there's a $3 card in there. I tried to stick with $4 or more as best I can. I did this all in USD, simply because I feel most people watching, even though we are in Canada, a lot of them could be from the US, and we do tend to use US prices here, no conversion. Therefore, our singles are a little bit cheaper here, even when we could be selling them for a higher price. So in doing this, I let you guys know I chose the MSRP to be $320 USD. I feel like prices on sealed has dropped online a little bit. However, locally and at your local gaming store, they will likely be the same price due to low allocations and the fact they will be rising again soon, especially with borders being closed, with shipping being a lot harder and such. So I'm going to stick with $320 USD per box, meaning the case was roughly $1,920. If you guys add tax to that, it's $360 a box and roughly $2,170 for an entire booster case. Of course, if you end up buying an entire case, you might get it a little cheaper, and so on and so forth. Same with the packs. I kept the packs lower as well, the pack price at $27, so we can go ahead and just say that's $25 roughly after taxes. I believe that's what I calculated. I could be wrong on that part, but we'll say roughly $25 a pack of collectors. This is USD, remember. Like I said, locally they will probably be more expensive. I know our store is selling boxes at $350, and that is Canadian, and we're selling packs at $40, which is also Canadian, and of course we add tax to those. And I wanted to tell you guys, if you guys did not see, our best box was $785 USD. This is all priced using a few different things, mainly Star City, a little bit of comparison with eBay prices at the current time of recording this. However, that was about a week prior to this video, so prices may differentiate now. That being said, even though our best box was $785 in value, our worst box was still $501 in value, meaning even after taxes on buying the entire box, we were $140 ahead. That is not just an average, that is our worst case scenario, was $501. Our case actually totaled at $3,637, which is an insane amount. If we break that down per average, our box average was actually $606. Of course, we missed out on a lot of good hits. We also pulled a lot of hits that you won't always see. So this is all from our experience, from the case that we opened. Of course, you can get dud booster packs, you can get dud booster boxes, but speaking of booster packs, if we break down that as well, like I said, the price is roughly $27 for a booster pack, and our average booster pack ended up being $50.50. We'll just go ahead and call that $50 to keep it simple. That is still nearly doubling your money on average. Again, on average, I did say you can get dud boxes, dud packs, etc. I have seen packs, if I compared this to our worst pack was probably like $5 to $10 roughly. The good thing about this product is a lot of these cards are staples. We have a bunch of good reprints like Ugin and Azusa, which are pretty much forever staples in Magic. Azusa we've had reprinted a few times. Ugin has actually never received a reprint other than promos and special things like that. But if you guys can remember back to Fate Reforged when Ugin was printed, it had its ups and downs, and even in the past with Pioneer coming up, Ugin went back up, and likely when supplies start running out and demand starts running higher, Ugin will shoot back up in price, especially with these new alta arts and foils that we have. The Teferi, I know, is on the rise. It is constantly being sold out places. We'll see what happens with Teferi. Of course, bans and restrictions can happen as well. At the time of recording this video, we have a ban announcement coming out in a few days. However, we know Standard will not be affected by it, meaning Teferi is not going anywhere in Standard. At least if that is a concern, you may as well sell them right after this ban announcement. But if it's a concern about Pioneer or Modern or it getting banned in those places, of course it is understandable that the price could fluctuate based on that. However, I don't think this card is that good or at least good enough to get banned in those formats. Speaking of which, Teferi has been one of the most iconic cards as of lately, probably within the last 2 years, and that has made this set go insane in value, especially with the printing of a bunch of different Teferis. I'd say on average, you receive 1 to 2, I think it's like 1.1 Teferi every collector box, which is already guaranteed a $50 to $120 card essentially, due to all the different variations of it. Now with those variations, of course, you're not guaranteed the best one. However, some of these boxes even had 3 printings of Teferi. That pretty much covers at least half your box, if not more. If you average those 3 Teferis, I believe that was the highest amount of Teferis we had from a single box. Aside from those staples that are going to see a ton of play in Modern, we also got a lot of good reprints for things like Commander with alternate art Cultivates, alternate art Solemn Simulacrums, alternate art Massacre Worm, which also sees play in other formats, which we'll see play in Pioneer and Modern. We also got these printings available to use in Pioneer. Some of these cards were not Pioneer legal, such as Azusa, Scavenging Ooze being a huge one. Solemn Simulacrum, if you really feel like playing it, it does see play in certain Pioneer decks. I guarantee it. You can have ETB decks with it, or it just fits in any kind of mid-range deck. As well as with these variations, Commander players love them, with it being Solemn Simulacrum, Cultivate, etc. Those alternate arts will always be worth money, and you see those alternate arts in probably every like 3 packs. If I actually average it out, it would be something like that, which gives this set already insane value over a long term. So I don't expect this value to drop anywhere after this set has been out for a little while and the hype has died down. So this is the newest set, and it is a standard set, meaning prices do tend to fluctuate for a little while very rapidly. A lot of times they do drop significantly just to go back up later if the cards start seeing play. A lot of cards we've had in the past go from $3 to $30, like Alendra Duskrose, which I realized today was super expensive, and even cards on a smaller scale. There was a 50-cent card back from Throne of Eldraine. I forget what it's called now, but it's some green card that at instant speed you can draw cards equal to the highest power among non-humans or give your team +3/+3, and I noticed people start asking for it, and I probably have a bunch of those laying around because it was a 50-cent rare, and will probably end up being a $5 to $10 rare if it keeps seeing EDH play as heavily as it is. So with these packs right now, the prices you guys are seeing based on this average, this breakdown at the end of all the videos, they are likely to change. They likely have already changed since writing them down and making these videos. Like I said, all these prices were made and found about a week ago, and a lot of them have changed. Some have went up, some have went down, of course, and Collectors has a history of taking nosedives, but a lot of those cards have spiked back up, examples being Great Henge, Nyx Bloom Ancient, Uro, and so on and so forth. Likely some of these will go down and then go right back up. But for now, these were the numbers I was going with, and these are probably the numbers you guys can stick with, because even if cards do go down, some others will fluctuate up, and as time goes on, those other cheaper cards will end up going up in price. Right now, Grim Tutor has dropped a lot and will likely go back up because it's Grim Tutor. This is the only reprint it's had, and during this reprint, it has a ton of variants and foil options. So the main point of these packs is pretty much just to have an expensive time with a new set, and the main points to look at with a Core 21 collector pack is you get a foil land, which pretty much is $3. That's what I've averaged them at, and that's what I feel you can always be able to sell them at. They are really pretty, they are unique, and it's the first time they've done something like these lands. I think they're very different, and I think they will be very common for Commander players, Standard players, anyone to pick up, because they're going to be readily available, at least for a little while. I'd say they'll stay at about $3. I don't see them going anywhere higher, but you get one in every pack. Then you also get a full art, which can be foil or non-foil. Then you get another spot, which can be another foil, which can sometimes be an extended art, and then another spot, which is also a foil. These are all rare and mythic cards. And then you get 2 slots that have chances of being a foil alt art rare, foil alt art mythic, like Planeswalkers, like the Cultivate, like Solemn Simulacrum, etc. Of course, those can end up being just foil uncommon alternate arts, like you guys have seen me pull in those packs about a billion times, and they are very like limited pickings, so you'll end up with a lot of duplicates if you do open a lot of packs, boxes, or even a case like we did in this video. I hope this breakdown did help you guys a little bit, though. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all the cards laid out. Sorry that it's on my floor. I had very limited time with all of the cards to be able to lay them out and such, so my feet weirdly get in the video. I hope that wasn't bothersome, but I showed you guys the breakdown, the whole Excel sheet I have, and keep in mind too, this was only the cards worth $4 and more. A lot of cards in this are going to be anywhere from $1 to $3. After all, they are all all foil. Of course, there are some cards like Elvish Visionary or whatever the new one's called, Llanowar Visionary maybe. It's a weird card. It's going to be like a few dollars, eliminates a few dollars, which is actually included in this price. And then a few different ones that are just good, like Cultivate and Kitesail Freebooter as their regular foils are going to be good cards. They're probably about $1 right now, but they'll go to $2 or $3, and it's going to be easy cards that people want or that you can use for your own personal decks to begin with anyway. So there is going to be a ton of extra value as well as the value you already get on top of all these good cards that are actually listed. And even though I said the box average is $606, I would say you can expect $500 in value, which is lower than our worst box at $501, because we had a $501 box and a $502 box. So that looks like it'll be like the bar. I think they range best from $500 to $600, but at the end of the day, you're getting more than the box cost. At least from what I've seen, I can't see a box actually being worse than that. I think they did a great job at raising the value and the pull rate out of these. I've seen about 7 on average full art foils, whereas previous sets tended to average anywhere from 2 to 4. Look back at our Ikoria box, we got 3, so that seemed to be about what it was. I think Core 21 was a spectacular set, collector's edition wise, and a spectacular set just overall because of these new cards that they printed that are good for EDH and Pioneer, because of the reprints that are going to be great for Pioneer, because of the reprints that are going to be great just for EDH players because of the different variations. Like Grim Tutor was an insane reprint for anyone playing EDH, and a great reprint just because of the alternate arts options that it gives these EDH players that like to have a fancy and foiled out deck. So my thoughts on the set, even though prices are probably going to drop, same as box prices have dropped and such, they're going to go right back up. I can see the boxes forever pretty much averaging at least $500, if not more, even going higher up to like $700 in case things like Grim Tutor spike in price or the full art foil Ugin spikes in price, Teferi see a bunch of plans spike in price. Overall, I just think it was a great set. I really loved opening this case for you guys. I really loved opening boxes, packs, etc. If you guys don't feel like gambling this much, buy a pack even if you can. Sometimes you may fail, you might get like a $10 pack, but you still get some cool cards regardless, and it's usually end up being worth it. Like I said, the average is $50. Our probably most expensive pack might have been about like $150 to $200, and our least expensive could be anywhere from $5 to $10. So, of course, it is a gamble, and the average doesn't mean that's what you're going to hit every time. That is how odds work. But that's pretty much my entire case breakdown of the Collector's Edition M21. If you guys liked this video, be sure to let me know. If you want me to format this any differently in the future, let me know in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe to show your support. We greatly appreciate all subscriptions, shares with friends, etc. We do open other things other than Magic. We open Yu-Gi-Oh! We open Pokemon, even though there hasn't been a video yet at the time of recording this. Pokemon just hasn't had any new sets that we've wanted to record for you guys, however we will have a bunch coming soon. And we also open a ton of sport cards, mainly hockey at the moment. Of course, we're ranging to baseball as well, some basketball on occasion, football, etc. Anything you guys might think a channel like this may open is pretty much what we'll be opening. We even have some like special things coming in that we're going to open for you guys, so do subscribe for those. Of course, like I said, comment below just what I can improve on in videos like this, or if you think this video was perfectly well done, let me know that as well. But that is all from me today at Breaker's Corner. This is Bert saying thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out.